Silver Dave here. Are you prepared for an eventual Great Depression caused by the CV disease? Do you want to know how to deal with potential rampant inflation? Well, let's find out. In 2020, due to CV, the United States economy has contracted over 10% in 9 months, twice as much as the 2008 Great Recession and in half the time. Optimists hope for a V-shaped economic recovery and look at the Federal Reserve to come to their rescue. To this date, the Federal Reserve has injected more than $3 trillion through quantitative easing programs aimed at buying back bonds to reduce the interest rate and provide liquidity to banks. In comparison to 2008, the Federal Reserve took 4 years of quantitative easing to reach $3 trillion. Both the speed and scale of the latest round of QE is unprecedented in economic history. Hyperinflation is no longer just a probability, it has become quite probable. The lack of a vaccine and the ease of transmission of the new disease means that we should expect a slower than average recovery, which could lead to long-term depression. What does this mean to the average person? And should you keep stacking knowing this? There are 3 things you should remember when you stack. First, when you stack, remember that you're stacking for long-term wealth preservation. 80 pounds of silver bought you a good horse in the 12th century. This is roughly 900 ounces of silver. Today, that would be around $22,000, which affords you a decent car, the modern equivalent of a good horse. So no matter what the Federal Reserve does, with silver stacking, you will preserve your purchasing power. Second, you stack silver and other precious metals, such as gold, because they are not owned by any government. This means that if there is a government failure due to turmoil because of economic uncertainty, civil unrest, or even war, your wealth is preserved in a non-government issued currency. This isn't issued by the government. People say that gold and silver are God's currency, and they are right. If your government collapses and then they print money and they introduce hyperinflation, and then afterwards that government is changed because of civil unrest, then that printed money becomes completely worthless. Silver and gold will be worth exactly the same before the collapse in terms of purchasing power. After the collapse in terms of purchasing power. Third, you stack because silver stores a lot of value in a compact package, and you do not need a bank to store your wealth. The small piece of gold, for example, or this piece of silver stores about $30. This stores about $350 to $400. If you need to run during a collapse, having a few rolls of silver or gold could be your new startup fund in the new place you decide to settle. Silver and other precious metals take up a little space. For the amount of value they hold, they are relatively easy to carry, and therefore they were used as money for many, many centuries. I think because of these 3 reasons, the average person should at least consider spending about $300 per month in spare cash and store it in silver. This amounts to about 10 ounces of silver. If you have a little bit more spare cash, 350 more, store some in gold, fractional gold. This won't make you rich, but it is a small investment to give you peace of mind in case something happens. Now, I don't want this channel to be about financial speculation, and I don't think you should try to time the price of silver and try to get as much money as possible. It's pretty hard and almost impossible to do. But what I can say is, if your goal is long-term wealth preservation, spending between $300 and $600 a month is very feasible and is a wise decision to put it into precious metals. I can't tell you, I don't want this channel to be a channel where I tell you like, oh, the price of silver is to go to the moon and it's going to be $40 by the end of the year. I don't know that. I think people who promote that, it's not really great for the community because it is overhyping what it is. Silver is a good wealth preservation tool. It can be beautiful, but it's not like, it's not Supreme, it's not Yeezys, it's not Ethereum or Bitcoin where pretty much there's a lot of hype going into those markets. Relatively compared to some of the overhyped markets, silver and gold is relatively undervalued for the utility they bring to the table in times of uncertainty. My personal objective is wealth preservation, and I don't intend to sell my silver at least within the next 10 years. And even when I do, I don't intend to offload all of it. I might offload a portion of it if the price is decent. My long-term objective is really to store around 5 to 10% of my income in precious metals, physical precious metals, and this over a period of 30 years. Will it make me rich? No, it won't make me filthy rich. It's not really a speculative type of buy. It's more a wealth preservation buy. It's not like you're dumping some money into crypto in hopes that you get 100 times return, or you're dumping into a new construction project hoping to get like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 10x return. This isn't where you'll find that. If you do find that, silver or gold start turning out 10x returns, I would say that's the time to get out, because it will become overvalued in terms of the utility this thing brings. If you're seeing that it's increasing maybe like 2% per year, 3% per year, and it sticks quite well to inflation, then this silver and gold precious metal is behaving in the norm. If it starts becoming extremely volatile, especially with a lot of upward momentum, that's the time to actually get worried about silver and gold. And something is actually going on, either because there's a potential war coming up, and people are expecting major economies to start nuking each other, and then you probably have other problems then, but or there's a complete financial collapse and people are on the streets dying of hunger. That would be horrific. And that's the time when you should be really worried and you should get out as fast as possible and buy other material goods that will help you survive those uncertain times. But I would say in a normal level uncertainty, where it's only economic uncertainty, there's no violent crime or there's no extreme sort of starvation scenario, expect to hold onto it for a long time. It will help you preserve your purchasing power without having to do too much thinking. And in 30, 40 years, you can offload it for your retirement. And yeah, that is what I wanted to say today. And I hope you enjoy my video. If you like the content, click like, If you want to talk to me, leave a comment below. I'll try my best to reply. Normally, I reply within a day. And thank you for watching. Silver Dave out.